Hi, I'm Megan, host of Radio Free Saturday Morning, the eclectic music mix beacon of the Four Corners and worldwide. Tune in to discover new music and to revel in the more familiar with no rules on genre, form, or novelty. Learn more about the origins of songs, the lives of the musicians that made them, and a wide array of interesting facts in general. It's freeform radio at its finest. Hear what you rarely hear anywhere else here on Radio Free Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every Saturday on KSJE.
Expand your knowledge with the Academic Minute. Each day, travel with us around the world to learn what professors are researching within their specialties and be the first in the know. Listen as we discover the newest green innovations, research the behavioral patterns of animals, and examine how the arts are being studied today. You'll find it all on the Academic Minute.
Listen every weekday afternoon during the KSJE Evening News at 5:30. KSJE is proud to support the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival, October 2nd and 3rd at Riverside Park in Aztec. Music from Big Patty, Smelter Mountain Boys, Patrick Crossing and Devil's Dram, and featuring the Highland Games Athletic Competition. Plus, Scottish vendors, food, and clans. Find out more online at aztechhighlandgames.com. KSJE is supported by the Farmington Civic Center, bringing a full slate of entertainment to Farmington and San Juan County. The Hitmen, the classic rock supergroup, Thursday, October 7th at 7:30 p.m. The Farmington Civic Center, 200 West Arrington in downtown Farmington. Find out more online at fmtn.org/shows or 505-599-1148. Continuing our election coverage on KSJE, we have offered free airtime to all of the candidates running in contested races in Farmington, Aztec, and Bloomfield. And so joining me this morning, Linda Rodgers, who is running in Farmington District 1, which is the area in red that you see on the screen this morning. Linda Rodgers, good morning. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's good to have you on with me.
Good morning, Scott. It's great to be here.
Thank you very much. We were talking a bit before we came on the air about that you have been in office for almost 6 years because of a couple of different things that were kind of odd that happened, but it's something that you have enjoyed, you were telling me, and that you're looking forward to 4 more years, it sounds like.
That is correct, Scott. You know, we were talking about the challenges that are facing so many cities in New Mexico, and I believe Farmington's best days are ahead of us. We've done a lot of things since I've been on the City Council, and we hope to continue to do that in the future going forward. It's been a lot to learn. I've definitely can say I know a lot more about the inner workings of the city government than I did before, but I really enjoy it, and it's been a great experience.
Well, that's good to hear, and let's talk a little bit about some of those things and what you maybe hope to accomplish if you are reelected in November, and what still needs to be done for the city, or what are some things ongoing things that maybe you feel that need to be addressed 4 years from going forward?
Sure. So I think one of the biggest accomplishments that we as a council, and it's certainly not me, it's a group of us, all of those who are councilors serving, we've been able to renovate the downtown area, and it's beautiful, and it's an inviting place for businesses to come, and we hope that continues to expand and thrive. We've got a beautiful civic center and civic plaza that are newly remodeled, and we hope to bring shows and events and entertainment and bring a lot more to that area. You know, quality of life is one thing that I think is very important to our citizens and to the council as well. We've completed a lot of those projects. I'm proud of Dist Bay. It's been a great draw for the city, and that's been great. We've expanded our trail system along the river corridor and hope to do more of that in the near future. You know, making Lake Farmington a low-cost place where people can go and swim and, you know, kayak and fish, and that has been a fun low-cost destination. So right now we're working on renovating Pinion Hills golf course. We're looking at that, and you know, it's just those kinds of things that keep Farmington vibrant and continuing to grow and thrive as a city. The most exciting thing that we're looking at right now is the All Abilities Park. As you know, Scott, the school donated what was Tibbetts Junior High to the city, and it's our vision and our hope that we can design something that will meet abilities for everybody in the city. And so those are a couple of the things that, you know, I think speak to our council and the work that they've done and we've done together as a group. You know, as far as next steps, I think it's really important that a few things, you know, to continue with the quality of life with parks and art and outdoor recreation. That's certainly a goal of Mayor Duckett, and the council supports that vision. You know, we have parks that are second to none in this state and probably in the Southwest. So just improving upon that is a really top priority for this council and for me. You know, we're going to see some pressure on electric rates. I think keeping those reasonable. We have some of the lowest rates in the state, and we have reliable service here, and I think that's a really important one. You know, infrastructure, our roads and our wastewater and streets are in really good shape. We've improved our critical infrastructure during my time. We've probably replaced miles and miles of wastewater and water lines, and we brought a new wastewater treatment plant online. And you know, I work really closely with Public Works. That's an important priority for me, is to keep our streets not only in good repair, but you know, keep the potholes filled. You know, supporting first responders and public safety. I think that's, you know, that's probably been in the national news, that it gets kind of a bad rap, but I support our local police and fire departments. And you know, we've added the park rangers throughout our park system, and I think that has been a real help. I'll continue to advocate for the police and for fire, and you know, that's just an important part of our city. And then last but not least, you know, the small businesses are lifeblood of our economy, and I've spent my entire working career working for small business, and we've got to work hard every day to make sure that we have every stone unturned, and that we're supporting them in a way that helps them to thrive and helps them to grow and helps them to want to be a part of our community.
That is a long list, but an important one, and thank you for sharing that with me. You mentioned a lot of things on there, and I won't pick out all of them, but none of those things are cheap. And so I guess my next question to you would be, you know, to make sure there's funding to pay for some of these things, the infrastructure, the quality of life, the emergency services, and those things. And I know Farmington, like other cities in New Mexico, like other cities in this country, have been under budgetary pressures over the last 4 years at least. And so how do you see that going forward, Linda Rodgers, and helping with your work on the City Council to try to weigh all those different demands on the limited city dollars?
That's a very good question, Scott, and really insightful. We have got to be very careful to maintain stewardship of those dollars and the fiscal stability and responsibility. And it's a balancing act, quite frankly. You know, during the COVID downturn, that was a really challenging time, and unfortunately there's not a textbook that you can go to and read up on how to manage, but I think we did quite well. We were benefactors to some federal dollars that helped us get our cash position back to, I think, a healthy level, and one that we had been working on and striving to achieve for a few years. And so we'll get one sort of large payment this year and then another one next year. And so, you know, a few years ago I said I would like to, these new projects are fun and they're exciting and they're very worthwhile, but we need to take care of our critical infrastructure, what we already have. You know, Pinion Hills is going on 40 years old, and the cart paths, the water system, all need to be looked at. It's a gem in our community. It consistently ranks in the top realm public golf courses in the U.S., and so we've got to put back into those the things that we already have while trying to offer new and exciting things. But a lot of these projects and things that we've been putting on the back burner because we've been trying to squeeze every bit of money that we can out of the dollars flowing in, we have some cash, and we're going to use that wisely to catch up, if you will, on some of those projects that we've been putting off, roofs, paving, and those sorts of things that have been needed for a very long time. But we do have the opportunity here to, possibly with cash pay for a lot of these projects, and then we would look at other, financing options. But we've got to maintain financial stability, and we've got to walk that fine line of, maintaining a good cash position and yet keeping up and catching up with some of our critical infrastructure.
Understood. We just have a couple of minutes remaining this morning, Linda Rodgers, and so I guess in the final question would be, what makes you different from your opponent?
Well, Scott, you always ask the best questions. I love your questions. I think my tenure on the council, as I said, it's a very difficult, steep learning curve, and I went into it eyes wide open, but it's been a lot to learn and a lot to absorb. I have a lot of history, not only on the council, but I've served in other capacities in the community. I've spent, the better part of 40 years volunteering in different capacities and on different boards. In fact, you and I worked on United Way board together, so I think what makes me different too is my entire career I've been in the finance banking field. I am the CFO at Pesco. Prior to that, I was a banking manager at Wells Fargo and First National, and I think I have a nice blend of business and finance experience to bring to the table, and I think that's really needed on the council. And we've got challenges. I think that my experience will bode well for the citizens of Farmington and serve them well, and I look forward to another 4 years, and I would really like for people to consider voting for me when they go to the polls. That's November 2nd.
There you go. Well, Linda Rodgers, I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you for speaking with me. You're very welcome. I will show again the map of District 1. So, again, it is a lot of areas south of East Main Street, is how I would say. And then it goes into kind of the downtown area for sure. It runs along Vine Avenue, a little bit of the neighborhood north of there, south of Ute Street, and then a lot of the city property on the south side as well. Is that a good way to describe it?
That is excellent.
Okay.
I say it's the south side of Main Street. Almost the entire length of the city is my district. But
right.
That's pretty accurate.
That's very true. Well, again, thank you for your time, and
thank you, Scott.
Always appreciate speaking with you.
I appreciate you too. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.
This is the